So moving from Ramadan segment to immigration segment and also from Urdu language to English language. So one more time I welcome Veronica in this program. Veronica, how you are
Hi.
feeling today?
Good, how are you?
Everything is good. Very excited today because this is going to be a very important program on the new policy recently announced.
Yeah.
So and this is going to be 32nd episode on the platform of Welcome to Canada program. You and my viewers already know me, like my name is Sayed Aleem, and by profession we both are immigration consultants. Our valued viewers can join us for their live question and comments either on our studio's number at 905-823-6039 or on my personal number 289-990-7580. And Veronica is one more time is our special guest today, and today is our focus is that particular public policy going to target 90,000 international graduates and also foreign temporary workers. So again I welcome Veronica in my program and will request if she can share a bit brief and overview of the program with our viewers.
Sure. I think the most confusing part is the numbers. A lot of people think that's 90,000
Yep.
for the international grads. But it's
Yeah,
actually
exactly.
divided into three different
So
categories.
actually government announced 6 different public policies, and these 3 public policies they are concerned with the international graduates and also with the
Essential workers.
essential or health related work, like one is
Yeah.
same thing,
Yeah.
and they are 90,000.
Total is 90,000.
Yeah.
So it is divided into 3 different programs or categories.
Okay.
The health related occupations is for 20,000.
For 20,000
Yes, and then
seems like a big number.
not really. If you think about how many workers are actually working right now in Canada, right?
Yeah, I just got through a stat that was showing like 1.5
Million?
million are there international graduates and foreign temporary workers present in Canada.
Yeah, so that's why I think 90,000 is not
Nothing
enough.
versus 1.5.
Yes. And
Okay, so one is for health related
occupations.
workers and they are 20,000.
Yes, and then there's essential workers. That's
Okay.
for very surprisingly mostly for NOC C and NOC D jobs,
Okay,
and that's for 30,000.
those are basically the real heroes who are helping our economy to move forward,
Yes.
particularly during the pandemic days.
Yeah, I think the government also thought about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and rather to increase this number. Because the contribution of the number of people is more as compared to who are going to be facilitated under these policies.
Yeah.
Okay, so you already discussed two. One 20,000 for health related, the other stream is 30,000 for essential
Workers.
workers. What else?
And then that's the international
Graduates. Yeah, and how many?
40,000.
40,000.
Yes. And luckily for the French speakers.
They don't have any cap. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know, they don't have any cap.
No, they can take their time. If they don't have the language test results or anything, they can take their time and then apply until November.
5.
Yeah, this
So,
year.
so the program will be open on May 6 and will finish either on November
November
5
5th.
or when the cap reaches.
Yes.
So in this scenario of cap, what you suggest to our viewers?
I think
They need to be hurry.
Yes.
They need to be quick. Yeah.
Very. It will be filled very soon. I would say maximum. It won't last.
Days
several
or weeks.
Days. No, not even.
Yeah.
I would say, especially for international grads, it will be gone for, well, unless the website crashes.
Yeah. So if website crashes, then what will be the option? I'm just trying to dig out these scenarios so that our viewers could be
Prepared.
well prepared. Yeah.
I'm not sure, to be honest, because we don't know how long the government will have to take the time and repair if that happens, right?
Because the same crash happened in case of IELTS booking and self-pay booking.
Yeah.
So most likely we can experience another crash on IRCC.
Possibly, very
Yeah.
possibly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So, according to this policy, there are three streams. One 20,000 number for healthcare related professions, then 30,000 for essential workers, and then 40,000 for the international graduates.
Yes.
Okay, so and this is going to be what my perception is, government taking these public policies because there is no other way to meet their immigration targets. So this is really a good way, because people, those are already in Canada, they are not under the scope of travel restrictions because they are already in Canada.
Yeah,
And
and also it's a help, right, for the economy.
Exactly, because those guys are here and also contributing at this difficult time towards Canada, so why not? They should be like rewarded like that.
Yeah.
And the second way is government is also thinking like these high levels of immigration immigrants basically will help Canada to come out of the post-pandemic economic growth. They will play their their part.
Sure.
Yeah. And third is because we both have multifarious experience and also love to talk intricacies of the immigration program. So this is really like, because everyone is at crossroads. No one knows like what this program is going to be, what are different requirements. So me and Veronica thought like, why not to discuss on this difficult topic and give a bit like a bit of light on different aspects of these policies, just to help our viewers and potential applicants to prepare well before time.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, so as a role play, Veronica is also asked me different questions, and I can also different questions on these policies, just to help our viewers to understand like what this program is and how they can well prepare before time.
Sure.
Okay, so my first question is, and the most difficult question is, how people will apply? It's a paper-based or online?
It is an online
Okay.
application according to IRCC, but a lot of I got a lot of consultations or where people calls and ask about express entry. People are mixing those two together because they are all online. But actually, this application has nothing to do with express entry.
Yeah, because this is direct application for PR.
Yeah.
So this is a big difference.
Yes, there is no invitation to apply.
But the challenge is, this is based on first come, first serve basis.
Yes.
So viewers need to be like very quick to complete the eligibility criteria, and on top of that to file it in timely basis before
Yes.
before the website crashes or some other surprise come on our way.
Yeah, IRCC has indicated that this will be a new dedicated intake system
Yeah.
for this particular program.
Yeah, because they already understand like what is their expectation, like expectation of the crash and too much burden on the on the server. So like definitely,
hopefully
they should
thought about
they
it.
should prepare for that.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are like general requirements of all these three categories?
Okay, so first of all is the language requirement.
Yep.
Although it's a little bit different for international students, it's for CLB 5,
CLB 5.
and the other two are for CLB 4.
Four, just yeah.
Yeah, just
so
four.
this is very easy to meet. Like if someone
Yes.
can try, or like I have seen like, and also through your own experience, you will see like there are certain cases who can only be facilitated under these streams. So
Yeah.
this is the only possible solution in their cases. Like couple of weeks before, I shared with you a person with 40 years, like more than 40 years, and he had master degree and was on postgraduate work permit. And we were both like struggling like what could be the best possible way in his case. So before we decided like maybe one PNP.
Yeah, Ontario PNP might
Yeah,
be
could
fitted.
be one possible, but this is I think the most direct and quick way to accommodate or facilitate those kind of clients.
Yes, yes.
So one is language criteria. What else? What else do you think like?
Employment criteria.
Yeah.
So you have to be employed at the time you make that application.
Yeah.
So this is very confusing as well. People will think about NOx, like what kind of job, what kind of employment, but actually there's no...
It includes everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
As long as you're working or as long as you are employed, that'll be fine.
So at this stage, I would recommend all my viewers or potential clients or potential applicants, in any case of doubt, they need to consult with the professionals, because they know much better, because this is the new system or new criteria, and there are new ins and outs of these policies.
Yeah.
Usually they seems like very easy, but sometimes they are not. So they need to be very careful to judge their eligibility under these policies.
Yes.
Okay, so one criteria you earlier mentioned, language proficiency, and then be working. What else?
Okay, so I will save the most complicated one to the last. And then next is you have to maintain or have a valid status
Yes, exactly.
in Canada. And that is actually the very complicated requirement, because when you think about it, people just graduated, they have studied.
Yeah, because this is April.
Yeah.
Usually, there are certain courses ends in the April.
Yes, a lot of
Yeah.
graduates in
So
April.
they will be in transition phase from study permit to postgraduate work permit.
Yes.
So at the same time, and they need to be working.
Well, that is very tricky, because if they haven't applied for postgraduate work permit, they
Yeah.
cannot work.
Exactly.
I know a lot of people didn't know the rules, and they just kept working, and then their work permit got refused because of that.
Yeah.
So that's very tricky. So if you want to work, apply for the work permit right away, as soon as you get your completion letter, and then just apply.
Okay. So once you apply, then you
Are
get
good.
into
You
implied
can-
status, and you can
yes.
work full time.
Full time, yes.
Okay. And then you are worker actually.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what else?
And then you will have to be physically in Canada.
So if you are on vacations or out of Canada, then there is no point to apply under these policies.
Especially for international students who went back home.
Yeah, because once they learn, like they can finish their second last or last semester online. Usually they went back to
Yeah.
their back home countries.
Yeah. So that's.
So now they are in trouble. Sometimes, in every policy I have seen, like every policy favors some people and disfavors some people. So this is part of the game. Like sometimes luck
Well, you
matters
have
a
to
lot.
think from the immigration point of
view,
right?
yeah.
It is to help the economy to grow back.
Exactly.
So, like people overseas, what's the difference between those international students and the FSW, right? They're the
Yeah.
same to
Yeah.
the country. So,
So, and is there anything else you want to bring on service for our viewers?
yeah, well, admissibility, that's a very important part for all or any kinds of PR application. And that's a must-have or must-pass. Otherwise, you won't be able to get the...
Yeah, the rest of all eligibility criteria does not matter if you
Does
meet.
not matter.
Yeah, so you have to be admissible to Canada.
Yes, and also for the PR application, it's a little bit different than the TR, the temporary resident applications. If one of your family member is inadmissible, the whole family is not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You are
So
right.
the whole family will be refused.
So briefly speaking, so for whatever you have shared about the eligibility criteria of this policy, it includes at the time of the application, one must be working in the eligible occupations,
No.
in the eligible occupations like health related or essentials.
No.
Okay, so they need to meet the working experience of those two streams,
Yes. Once that's
but now they
met,
can be in different.
Yes.
Okay, I got it. Yeah.
Once
So
that's met, they can be working any occupation.
okay, so they need to have 1 year experience in relevant field, and then
That's it.
that's it. Okay, and they must be in Canada. In case of international graduates, they must be finishing their degree after 2017.
Yes.
In last 4 years, that means. And for international workers, they need to have 1 year relevant experience. So this is the whole brief of whatever we discussed
Yes.
at this point of time. Okay.
Yes, and also I wanted to add to the physical presence in Canada. It's not just when you make the application, it's also at the time of approval as well.
Oh, very good point you raised. So if you apply under these policies, the second meaning is you have to be in Canada till your approval.
I wouldn't say that, but then it's not 100% because you can travel, and then if you can come back,
Yeah, then
you're fine.
everything is fine.
Yes, but then
Okay.
think about right now the situation.
So at the time of application, so there are key critical points.
Yes.
One at the time of application, and second at the time of approval.
Yes.
And who knows like when your file will be approved.
Nobody knows.
So the best advice is you need to be in Canada throughout time. Yeah, this
will
is
be
better
better.
for your case. Yeah.
It will be better.
Okay, wonderful. So you already have mentioned work experience requirement. Can you just explain a bit more?
Sure. Like
Work experience requirement.
So for international students, there is no work experience.
No work experience.
No. This is
so if they are
first time.
finishing, so scenario before you is if someone is finishing his or her program in this April, and his experience is just for 1 week,
That's fine.
does he or he qualifies?
Well, it depends on other criterias.
Okay.
If that person
So like in
needs-
terms of experience, they qualify.
yeah.
If
as
they
long-
have, if they have life of their experience just for 1 week.
they don't need to have experience. They don't have to have any experience as
They,
long as
they just
have
need
the
to be working.
employment.
Yeah. They just need to be working. Like graduation completed and working. That's it.
Yes.
And they have 40,000 slots.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, so what about workers? Typical workers
Like essential
for health
workers.
related or essentials.
Okay, so for that experience is for essential workers, the experience can be mixed. It
Okay.
can be several months for from healthcare related occupations.
Okay.
Some month of like say a cashier, right? And then that's fine. They can apply under the essential workers.
Okay.
But if they want to apply under the health related occupations, the experience will need to be all health.
In health related.
Yes, it can be mixed. It cannot be mixed. If it's
Okay.
mixed, then it's essential.
So this is favor to them or disfavor to them?
Well, I think it's a favor to whoever was working in the health related
Yeah.
occupations, right? Because it is the hardest for the
Yeah,
year.
I know, I
Yeah.
know.
So
Okay, that's great. So the other question is, does work experience within the study period counts?
well, for this particular pathway, it can count.
Okay, can you explain a bit more?
Okay, so when your study permit allows, you can work off campus for 20 hours.
Yes.
So that's authorized. That part can count.
Okay.
It is eligible. But
Okay.
if you overworked, that's not good. And that doesn't count. And also, think about it. Sometimes on the study permit, there
Yeah.
is limitations. You cannot work on health-related occupations
Exactly.
sometimes. And then if you worked that occupation,
Then you need to be very careful whether to report it or not. Because sometimes you are safe because you are not reporting to anyone. And then you got captured.
then that's not good.
Yeah, once you
No.
report it.
No.
Okay.
So that can be count, and as long as it's paid work and it's
Okay.
authorized.
And does not matter full time or part time.
No.
Okay.
You can accumulate for that 1,560 hours.
Yeah, and 1560 hours basically are required within the last 3 years.
Yes.
So not in 1 year.
No.
Okay. So this is also very easy, I believe.
Well, yeah.
And this
yeah.
seems to be very relevant, like this program seems to be very closer to Canadian experience class.
When it comes to
Close to.
yeah, calculating the hours and all that, yes.
Okay.
And also
Because that stream also does not require any education. Like education is not the eligibility criteria, but in case of CEC, if you have education, then you get extra points.
yes, and also one more thing is that I want to remind whoever was working full time during last May till August, it was authorized to work for full time for the international students during that 4 months.
Oh,
So
okay.
they can count those months as full time working experience.
Very good point.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what is educational requirement? We
Okay.
already mentioned in pieces and bits,
Yes.
but I'm asking a direct question. What is educational requirement for all three streams?
Okay, so for the essential worker and the health-related occupation category, there is no education requirements.
Okay.
So basically, if you haven't graduated, but you have been, like say for someone who has been here for 3 years during their bachelor degree for 4 years, and they have been working 15 hours, 20 hours as like say a nurse aide or
Yeah.
child support.
And they are able to accumulate 15, 60 hours.
Yes, and
they
then
are qualified.
they can apply. If they have the other requirement met, they can apply with their without their education be finished.
Yeah. So very critical point.
Mm-hmm.
So 15, 60 hours are required not in 1 year.
No.
They are required in 3 years time.
Yeah, but
So-
also be careful.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that you can work like say half a year, like just overwork and then accumulate 15, 60 hours.
Yeah.
Then you claim
So
that
it,
no.
yeah, it will not work
No.
in particular cases. Yeah, because
Yeah.
in any case they need to honor they need to respect their visa conditions.
Yes.
Okay. And yeah, you
And-
already mentioned like don't confuse with the international graduates category.
Yeah, and then for the education requirement for international students, that's very complicated
How?
because the length of the course duration is different.
Yes.
If they got a degree,
Yeah,
any
this
kind
is
of-
very. Like, I will request our viewers' attention, particularly on this point.
yeah,
The level of credential is really important.
yes,
Now you can explain it.
sure. So if you get a degree,
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 yes.
any degree, bachelor, master,
Does not matter the duration. Like duration, the minimum duration matters.
yes,
8 months.
8 months. It has to be at least 8 months, and then you can apply.
Exactly.
With other criterias. But then for anybody who studied a diploma
Yeah.
or a certificate, then you will need to be very careful because 8 months is not enough.
Yeah.
It is required for 2 years education, but you can combine 2 programs together. So 2 1-year diploma programs combined
Yep.
can qualify you for this particular pathway.
And that can be a total of 16-month education.
Yes, because
Okay.
sometimes the education is 8 months plus 8 months, right? So
Yeah.
it can be 16 months. And then the last one is for the trades educations. That one, a lot of people are confused. So if the education is leading towards a trade occupation, then the duration, it doesn't matter. Any duration
Okay.
can qualify.
I will ask you a very difficult question, but at the end, but before getting into that difficult question, my next question is, what about proof of funds?
Proof of funds, actually, I think, well, that's just my interpretation is,
Yeah, and then I will share my interpretation.
sure. So, okay, I think there's no requirement for proof of
Yeah,
funds.
because they are already asking you
To be working.
Yeah, you have to be working.
Yeah, so when you have a job offer or when you have a job in place, just like a CEC, right?
Yes.
Then you
So
don't
that's
have
why I
to-
said like this is very close to CC. Like in many ways, not exactly,
Yes,
but in many ways this is very close to CC class.
yes, yes. So I think there is no requirement for proof of funds, but that raises another question. I will ask you.
Yes, sure.
Okay, so if someone find a job on May 1st and then worked for a week or two and then applied on May 6th and then resigned, they left the job. Is that okay?
Yeah, I think down the road the IRCC can ask you update information
Yes.
on your work experience, and to me they will definitely ask it because what scenario you just presented
Yeah.
is very valid, and many people can like you. Everything is fine, but once people start misusing the policies,
That's not good.
then the visa officer has like full authority to verify each and everything. So
Yeah.
so people needs to be very careful.
Yeah, don't take shortcuts.
Yeah, don't take shockers. So because if they are making this very rigorous system, they already know how to monitor it.
Yeah, and also they can actually get, I think a lot of times they get authorized to contact.
Your employer as well.
Yeah, yeah. So it's,
Yeah. This is like the obligation of the visa officer to verify each and every information
yeah.
what we put
If
in
they
the
find
application.
it's very suspicious or if they have any concerns, it will also slow down the process for the application. Not
Yeah.
only that, it can also cause a lot of problems. If anything worse comes to worst, it will be you or anybody do that will be banned for 5 years for
Yeah,
misrepresentation.
for misrepresentation. So ball is in our applicants' court, how they decide their future.
Yes, so
Okay.
that's why I always tell my clients, you a lot of things you could do, but then think about the consequences.
Yeah,
You could do doesn't mean you have to do it or you should do it.
exactly. And I have like this is my experience, and sometimes you cannot put entire responsibility on the shoulders of your consultant because everything signed by you is your baby, and you
Yes.
have to defend it.
Yes.
Okay, so now we are getting into most difficult question of this program.
Okay.
What are different document requirements for this program? I know like whatever we are going to discuss now could not be the final the end of the world because still guide need to be designed or
Released. They have to
advertised on the
release
IRC website. So
Yeah.
before that guide comes out, this is just our guesswork, and let's see what Veronica suggests the potential applicants and what I think.
Well, I think a lot of things you can tell from the policy, or first of all, it is after all, it is a PR application. It's a permanent resident application. So a lot of documents are basically identical for all PR applications, like say passport.
Exactly.
Right.
So here I want to give a disclaimer. Like this is just a guesswork. This is not a professional advice. This
No.
is just our experience sharing, and what is our expectation. What could be different possibilities in terms of requirements of the documents for these policies. Okay, so one is passport. What else?
And then
And the other is applicant himself.
and also I would say, well, you have to have your photo taken.
Yeah.
That's just the basics, right? And also for admissibilities, you will think, medical and a police certificate and all that.
Okay.
Yeah, and also IELTS or CELPIP or any language that's recognized.
Language test, yeah.
Yeah.
And I would say your experience letter, like proof you are working.
Yeah, and also even if you are not working, like if you have a offer letter and offer letter, that's a bit risky, but it also can work. Like it's just saying that you
Yeah, if
are
you attach,
employed.
yeah, if you attach your offer letter, but down the road, if visa officer asks you to provide the experience letter and you are able to provide that, then fine. In that scenario.
Well, if I'm the officer, like say,
Yeah.
hypothetically, if I'm the officer, I will ask for your pay stubs.
Exactly. Yeah.
I want to see after you said on the letter that you started to work on that
Okay.
day, and then did you actually work?
Because because key thing is, this is basically option of either being approved or being refused. So the applicants should do their best
To
to
prepare
send them the
everything.
complete application. So in terms of completion, you need to attach each and everything that can give a realization to your caseworker, like this is a complete application, and you have minimized the all the possible doubts on your application.
Yes and no.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry.
I know you would say the same.
Well,
Because
sometimes,
we are basically we are going to be very critical. Sometimes the visa officer, they are not like they are not with our bent of mind.
and also sometimes if you add too many things, then the visa officer, they are obligated to review every document.
Exactly.
So if you add too many, the officer has to go over a lot, and then maybe at first he didn't have any doubts, and then you just
Yeah.
put it on, right? That could happen too.
So so if I ask you a question, whether they give the second chance to ask you certain documents to resend or will not.
Well, that depends. I
So-
find that I say that a lot. It
Yeah,
depends.
in case of certain documents, like if you're one of the PCCs is from outside Canada, and due to pandemic you made reasonable efforts to get it, and you attach that proof, then I think yes. But if you do not have your language test, then I would say no.
Yeah, and that actually brings to another point,
Yeah.
is that this application is different from the other applications from this very critical point. There is no complete check.
Okay.
So like, say for express entry, if your application is not complete, it's not refused, it will be returned to you, and your fees will be refunded as well, because this is not considered as an application made.
Okay.
But for this
Very
one,
good point.
there is no complete check. So once you click that submit, your fees are gone, basically.
Yeah.
And then if nobody will tell you your application is complete or not, it will be submitted, and then if it's not complete,
So this is the inherent risk attached with this kind of application modality.
applications.
Yeah.
Yeah, because normally an application, any application, like if it's not complete, it will be coming back.
Yeah.
But,
Either they ask you to complete it, or like they send it back the full application, or they ask you to send certain documents.
well, if it's additional documents, yes, but like if it's the criteria documents,
Then you are gone.
yeah. So for this application, that's why you have to make sure everything is
Complete.
there.
Yeah.
Nobody
So
will check.
okay. Okay. Can I apply to multiple streams if by chance I qualify for international graduate and also for the essential worker?
Yeah, I think there is no obligation. You can actually have multiple applications under with IRCC, unless it's the same stream.
Okay, but
That might
but in this
cost
case you will have to pay
twice.
the fee twice. Yeah.
And also, it won't be refunded.
Okay, so is there any estimation of the processing time so far?
No, I would say, well, that's just my guess. I would say like at least a year or something, or more than a year.
I will say 6 months to 9 months.
Well, but now,
So we leave it on our potential applicants.
sure,
What guess goes to right and what goes to
sure.
wrong.
Well,
Let's see. So you are saying 1 year, and I am saying 6 months to 9 months.
but then right now express entry is 8 months at least.
Yeah. So let's see. Because
Okay.
because this is a new system they are going to introduce. It might can be very quick. It's my perception.
Well, we certainly hope so, but you know.
I know what you are basing upon, because couple of programs they are very delayed in the like.
Well, express entry should be the fastest.
Yeah, but
right?
it's not.
But it's taking 8 to
But
10 months.
I'm just guessing on the basis because express entry involves people outside Canada.
No,
and
it
they are
hasn't been since last March.
yeah, but like I'm thinking because they are going to facilitate people in Canada, so it may be a quick. So that's why I gave that number of months. Like could be possible
It could be,
processing
hopefully,
time. Yeah,
hopefully,
hopefully.
hopefully, yeah.
Okay, so processing time is done. What is your expectation about the fee?
What fee? The
Fee for this
applying-
application, the government fee.
The government fee. I think it will be under the.
Can I ask you the professional fee, the consultant
No.
fee? Okay. So what is your expectation for the processing fee, the government processing fee?
I think it will be under the economic class. It is definitely under the economic class. So, in total, if it's include the biometrics, it will be $1,410.
So I will
for
give
one applicant.
exactly. So I will give a range from 1,000 to 1,500.
Yeah.
Okay. And we already mentioned like does not matter whether one is working part time or full time. You already explained it very well. Okay. Can I apply under this program if I live in Quebec?
You can if you can prove that your intended resident is not in Quebec.
Very good answer. Because the other day someone sent me this question, so that's why I included in this in this program.
But that is a huge challenge for students from Quebec. If they apply for through the express entry or anything else, it's a big challenge, always. And then I have a question for you.
Yes, please.
Okay, if I'm a refugee claimant
Okay.
and I am waiting for my hearing,
Okay.
I have been waiting for, let's say, 2 years, and I have been working since I got my work permit. Can I apply? I've been working as a
Whatever.
like a
Well,
nurse.
whatever. Okay. So to me, that experience does not count as a work experience, according to Canadian policies.
It's because of their status. Because
Yeah.
like they're under a very special category. It's protected person.
Until they never become protected person, nothing will serve them.
No, but you know that the government has that special. They cannot apply under this particular one, but they can apply for
But they have
that.
their own, yeah.
Yeah.
If they directly been involved in healthcare,
Yes.
they can apply under that public policy.
Yes.
So there are many public policies in place right now.
Yes.
It really depends on your profile and the public policy announced by the government.
Yeah.
So now my scenario question for you is, and this is very difficult. Are you ready?
Okay, sure.
Okay. So if I finished bachelor in 2020, and now I'm in master program, so still I'm
Okay.
student. But I have been working 15 hours a week since 2016, in the last like
4 years.
4 or 5 years, as a cashier to support myself. And I have also accomplished my IELTS in 2020. So my IELTS is valid with CLB 5. So do I qualify?
actually, you qualify for 2 different categories.
Oh, I'm lucky. How?
Okay, so you have finished your bachelor degree
Exactly.
here,
Yeah.
right? And you have the valid language test report,
Yeah.
and also you have a job, and
So I meet
so
the entire criteria for designed for the
international-
international graduates.
yeah, and also you are
For
actually
the essential work.
Yes. So you meet 2, so you can choose one, or you can apply for both of them.
So the idea for these 2 scenario questions was to give our potential applicants the sense of mind. Does not matter what is your scenario, you need to discuss with your with professionals, because
Yeah.
this is very new and very tricky policy, and there are many ins and outs that cannot easily be understood. So better to talk with any professional to find whether you qualify for this program or not.
Yes.
And any piece of advice at the end?
Well, my
Or if I
biggest-
missed anything, you can just highlight.
no, I think we covered almost everything.
Luckily, we also discovered the requirements of the documents now, starting from
Yeah, some of
passport
it.
to photo. So any piece of advice at the end?
Well, my advice will be for everyone who actually want to apply for permanent resident sooner or later to take your language test as soon as you can, because that's the crucial part. A lot of people cannot get into this program because of that, and we don't know what will happen next, right?
Exactly.
In this difficult time, anything can happen.
Yeah.
So get your language test done, and maybe
be ready.
something. Yeah, be ready
For
yes.
this intake of application or for the next one.
Yeah,
Who knows like what will happen?
or express entry.
Yeah, exactly. And my piece of advice is first check your eligibility for which stream you are qualified, and then because the applications are on first come first serve basis, so you have to be very quick to meet that eligibility criteria. As Veronica said, particularly the IELTS test.
Yes.
And second is completed application are very important. So you need to put your full focus to complete your application before sending. And if you miss anyway, don't worry. Still, IRCC is looking for different other ways to accommodate people. So don't give up. So with this thought, we will finish this program at this point of time. In the meanwhile, new policies comes out. We will have another session with Veronica to explain about the guidelines that we are expecting very soon, and also the right list of the documents, and also what could be the other solution if someone is missing something. So these are some key areas where I think we need to talk in future program.
Yeah, sure. But I think the guidelines might not be available until May 6th.
Exactly. Yeah. So be ready till May 6th. At this point, we just finish our program. Stay tuned with us. We meet you in another program with new information and with right information.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.